All praise is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to your elders, apostles, a great millstone who teach the word, sincerity, and truth to the whole elect who is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the Akim and Akwat that listen to the sincere truth of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Right? Gospel that's been given unto the Israelites that is scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Brother Wassup with another quick lesson. Head right into it. This is Joel chapter 2 and 28. We jumping around various scriptures. I coincide with this is Joel 2 and 28. Whoops. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall see dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. Okay, so right now we're in a time of prophecy where things are coming to pass of this, of the fall of Babylon, and this the MOTB, incision that will be embedded under your flesh, right? Not some stupid embargo nonsense that you have various groups pushing on another doctrine contrary to Yahushua, which makes them an antichrist, right? So anti-type, antichrist, anti-father, and they are in the spirit of rebellion, which is witchcraft, which comes down to them being judged in these last days. I'm gonna jump to Acts 2:17. Acts 2:17. It shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. So, like I said before, these prophecies are happening more and more. Coming to pass here, the earthquakes this week, seeing weird apparitions in the sky. I'm surprised I didn't see any of those before the earthquakes, because usually that happens. Usually before there's an earthquake, there's certain apparitions that happen in the sky and stuff like that nature. I'm sure some brother did find it, but I didn't see it yet. But usually that before the turn of that event, it usually always happens. Get Joel 2:29. Says, and also, Joel 2:29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit. Right? So that's the time that we're in. And this is written over 2,000 years ago. And some, because of this book of Joel. But these things are coming to pass. They've already been spoken, and then like the Moses says, these things don't return back unto him void. So the Most High dishes them out, and it, you know, comes to collect after, because obviously that somebody had to receive it, right? It's like you send a message, somebody's gonna receive it sooner or later. Even if you put it in a bottle and throw it in the ocean, somebody's gonna receive it. You know, it could take years, whatever, right? So just like this message, right? This point is for appointed time. All right, now is the appointed time. There's always a receiver on the other end. Um, 2 and 8, Acts 2 and 18. Acts 2 and 18 says, "And on my servants and up on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy." So that's the time we're in, time of prophecy. You know, people are trying to make it big and this and that, but the main thing is, yeah, you gotta eat, but the main appetizer, the main course is prophecy. That's the bottom line. The main course, the whole purpose of everything is because of prophecy. You know, main thing is prophecy. But that's the bottom line. And that goes with other camps that come against GMS and what the holy doctrine is. You know, um, Great Millstone is just a camp that is the main theatric of pushing the prophecies, right? They're the cupbearer of Yahweh Shemi Shai's ministry, right? They're the main servants, and then you have other servants that are subservants that are trying to mess up Yahweh Shemi Shai's ministry, and there's a judgment for that, because you cannot gainsay over this. You have to just flow with it. Why would you jump in a river that doesn't flow the way? Why are you trying to go upstream the river? Ice skate uphill when that don't work. See, that's why the old sliding um, daughter, right? Backsliding daughter. This is Joel 2:30. Joel 2:30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the sky. And in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. Right? This is the Most High's work. Uh, Acts. Acts 2:20 says, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come. So you have these certain moons and certain eclipses. Right, so you have certain eclipses that happen at a certain time of the year. Now, let me see here if I can. Yeah. Slovakia for not really using this phone. It's just it freezes up. I have technical difficulties with it right now, so it's 2:30. Yeah, so you have blood moons. Uh, you have various solar eclipses, certain events. So the Earth is turning its trajectory and patterns and stuff. So the Most High is orchestrating these things to happen, whether you're aware or not aware. But you have to be aware because these things are prophesied of things to come. So it's an end sign, and you have weird patterns happening in the Earth that people can't comprehend. But the Bible already spoke of these things. You're just gonna have to deal with it, and you can't change the course. The ship is already set to sail, and it has to go into the eye of the storm. Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So this is all for the day of the Lord. This is the purpose that it's the trajectory of 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 prophecy. Right? So this is the voyage that is going on, whether you want to try to change the direction. Nope, this is a course where the wind is blowing to get on the other side. So, you know, read 31 again. The sun shall be turned into darkness. That's a solar eclipse. Right? And the moon into blood, before the great day, terrible day of the Lord. What's this one here? Acts 2:21. Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. It shall come to pass that whosoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Verse 22, ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which Yahweh did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. So, it's on to the men of Israel that shall be saved. So, people like to get that twisted, but I had to put that out there. Let's jump to Joel 2:31 again. Oh no, I'm going to jump to Romans 10:13. Romans 10:13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Right? So going to the Israelite foreigners. Right? Not everybody's going to be saved. So you have to always do. Mosai said he's come to divide. So what are you annulling this division? So there's a good bunch and then there's a bad bunch. And you got a tree and it's, you got bad apples, you got good apples. You don't even take the good apples because those are the only ones that are digestible. The ones that have rotten to the core, you can't take. Those are for the fire to be, or for the worms. Right? Moral decay. Uh, that was it from there. Yeah. So prophecy is the main objective, the trajectory of the whole thing in order to, because it's a race you run it, so you got to be go into a certain direction, not just run it for free. It's not a free all. There's a Mission Impossible objective, right? But it's possible for the elect, so you have to change your mindset. That's for the elect to do, but the other that is blinded, the hell with them. Um, yeah, so we're in time of prophecy, and it's playing its course, and you have to have your course. Some to shame and contempt, and some for everlasting joy. Briefly paraphrasing certain scriptures, right? Those that were delivered from the noise of the archers, right? From this this sudden destruction upon this place, and he that endureth to the end shall be saved. For the elect's sake. With that, I'm just gonna close up this lesson. I'll be back with another one. Shalom.